Hey guys, Nick here. Welcome to the Omniverse of Nick and the next WWE story. What if Awesome Truth never broke up? Before we get started, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the Omniverse of Nick and check out the About Time homepage so you don't miss anything for the Omniverse's future. With all that said, let's begin. So, those not familiar, in 2011, Awesome Truth was formed between Miz and R-Truth, sick of everything, sick of everyone, and turning heel Mega Time into one of the greatest tag teams of all time, one of the funniest entrances, and one of the most cinematic moments in WWE history when they would go against, in their last match as a cohesive tag team, against John Cena and The Rock at Survivor Series. But the match didn't exactly go their way because of an ending spear from John Cena and The Rock finishing things off. John Cena and The Rock put Awesome Truth down for good. And the final nail in the coffin was John Cena solidifying the death of Awesome Truth with turning both of them against each other. But years later, they would reunite. 2024, we would see Awesome Truth back. And we would even see John Cena team with them after he was the one who broke them up the first time. And they, together, would solidify what is now the World Tag Team Championships. But, once again, like always, Miz betrayed his partner. And even though Truth still thought that he was a friend and he was a better Truth, it just really shows how much deaf in perception Awesome Truth was, but leaning towards the fact of Miz never stays in a team for long. But what if they actually had a longer run in their first outing? How much more could they do, and what would happen? That's what we answer today. We open up with Survivor Series, John Cena and The Rock. John Cena and The Rock versus Awesome Truth. And of course, they win. Awesome Truth shows up to John Cena on the Raw after, and John Cena stirs the pot trying to turn them against each other. And it starts to work, but then it shows they were acting and that they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Not because Cena does anything, The Rock, or anybody. Awesome Truth is still here, and they're here to stay. And it's time the whole WWE universe and locker room were undeniably put on notice. And they go after the tag team champions currently, but even though they tried this before, they know that if they're going to prove anything as a tag team, they've got to do it again. So they try, but then right after the match, John Cena shows up and attacks them because he really didn't expect Awesome Truth to, stay together. And if they're still stuck around, especially while John Cena's here, he is not going to let them get what they want. So he attacks them and basically causes a disqualification. And Miz and R-Truth, angry, they just beat down on Cena. And they just, once again, put the WWE Universe on notice. But then John Cena jumps right back up on the attack and continues to fight. But he just can't anymore. Just then, Miz and R-Truth hear entrance music that they would have never thought that they would hear again. And from out of nowhere, The Rock attacks R-Truth and slams him down with a rock bottom. But then Miz low blows him, but Rock pulls through and gets him in a swinging rock bottom and falls to the ground, basically coming to save John Cena. Because they still have that match at WrestleMania, and he didn't expect to not be able to put him down either. Thought that his work in the party of dealing with Awesome Truth was done. Then John jumps back up and AAs R-Truth. And The Rock tells Awesome Truth, now down. That's called being owned. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. He doesn't even say The Rock and John Cena. And then both of them face off. Their WrestleMania match heading even closer. And Miz and R-Truth are just stuck there, wondering what to do now. Their tag team championship match was butchered, and now The Rock just came back to help Cena again. The Royal Rumble arrives, and John Cena still fights Kane, and Awesome Truth enters the Royal Rumble with their casual song. And both of them work together in the Rumble this time. But whenever Truth engages with Big Show, Miz, just out of nowhere, delivers a skull-crushing finale to R-Truth and throws him out of the Rumble. But then Big Show takes advantage and throws him out of the Rumble. And both of them start arguing about Miz betraying R-Truth, but Miz just laughs and says, the road to WrestleMania is for me, and basically starts being the pompous Miz that we all know him. It truly goes to show that Miz was going to betray R-Truth eventually, and what better time than the Royal Rumble. And this gets the two fighting and brawling outside of the ring. John Cena and Rock still have their match, and Miz and R-Truth begin their feud. Just going to show that just because John Cena didn't put a stop to Awesome Truth here, he set in motion and just acknowledged the fact that no matter what team Miz is on, all good things come to an end, even those that aren't that good at all. So, we end the story of Awesome Truth and if they stayed together. Now, truth be told, I thought that I was going to do more with this, because I love Awesome Truth as a freaking team-up. It is probably one of the greatest team-ups that will ever happen in WWE history. But then I realized The Miz. The Miz is the one who ended both of his team-ups with Truth and almost every team-up he's ever had. The Miz is just one who will never be a unified tag team partner with anybody for longer than a frickin' not even half a year. It's just the way The Miz operates. So, that made it harder to keep this tag team going. And I thought about making it a WrestleMania Miz, Truth, and John and Rock for the tag titles. But then that would almost demean John and The Rock fighting for the first time. And it would ultimately just make it a really pointless frickin' WrestleMania. True, John and The Rock having the tag titles, that would cinema right there. But the fact that they fought, and then again, and then teamed up against the Wyatts, and then they fought at WrestleMania 40, then they teamed at Elimination Chamber, it just goes to show that even with the tag titles, it would have destroyed the magic of future WrestleMania main events and those further events down the line, and it would have ultimately just destroyed what was eventually going to be an ultimate story between John Cena and The Rock. So, yeah, I ultimately just chose not to go the tag team route because they already fought once, and they said once, never again. But they also said that about them fighting, so you could make the argument I could have just went the tag title route. But I just chose not to because the story is about Miz and R-Truth, and not about John Cena and The Rock, which is, again, another reason why I could have gone the tag title route. But it's also because of what was going on at that time. And Miz and R-Truth getting some last, like, one-ups on John Cena and The Rock because of what John said about them, that would also deter them over time. Even if it wasn't instantly on that Raw after Survivor Series, it would still deter the team. So, that's another reason why I didn't go the tag title route. As you guys saw with Kofi Kingston and everything. Miz and R-Truth's focus here wasn't the tag title route, because they already tried that, and they did get it years and years later as a second time Awesome Truth. But for this time, their focus was on John Cena and The Rock. And after failing and realizing that The Rock and Cena are going to fight anyway, I just realized that Miz and R-Truth need to become as dominant a tag team as what they built themselves up to be before they disbanded after Survivor Series. Which leads to the Royal Rumble, which had Miz turn on R-Truth that way. And it makes it far more surprising and honestly way more better than how it happened canonically. Even though John Cena telling them both off in that promo was awesome. And the fact that their second disbanding happened surprisingly because of what Miz did to like people like Carmelo Hayes and Logan Paul and stuff like that. Miz will always turn on his tag team opponents. It's destiny, you know? So, I feel like him doing it in the Royal Rumble this way and then getting karma backlashed at him makes the story of Miz and R-Truth more dominant and lets John Cena and The Rock show true magic when it comes to WrestleMania and future main events. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this story of what if Awesome Truth stayed just that little bit longer, and what would have become of them if they had not disbanded that night after Survivor Series on Raw. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, and there will be a second Awesome Truth video if they stayed as champions or a tag team in their second run, and future Miz and R-Truth stuff is definitely coming, even if it's not Awesome Truth. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story here, and I'll see you guys in the next WWE story, and just in general, real life. And onwards for the Omniverse of Nick. And I'll see you guys later.